Welcome, wrestling fans. You got the show here at Big Slam Wrestling, and this week we're here to talk about TNA and what TNA needs to do to reach that next level. Because right now they are on a steady upward climb and have been doing so ever since the reboot to Bound for Glory. And what they need to concentrate on now, MVP, the Wolves, that storylines, Dixieland, Magnus, Samoa Joe, all of it is working out absolutely perfect in my opinion. As perfect as wrestling can get. All right, and now it's, the Hogan era is done. The Bischoff era is done. Okay, even AJ's departure under the circumstances that it was has been forgotten. Why? Because they're putting on quality matches and they're not leaving us sitting there flabbergasted that we lost one of our biggest stars. Okay, but the knockout division needs to be rebuilt, and I thank and appreciate everybody out there on my last couple of videos that were really coming through with the comments and ideas and instant messages and telling me what they liked and didn't like about my presentation, and also ideas that they also had for the show. All right, and I want you to continue that. I want you to, put your comments on there on YouTube. You like this, put a link up to it on Twitter, retweet, hashtag things, get people to be part of the revolution, because the revolution is now, and the revolution is us, and it's us taking back our love of pro wrestling out of the hands of these Hollywood writers and suits, okay, who are more worried about how things look on television and not so much worried about what's actually going on in the ring and what the fans want, okay, and who they enjoy to see and who they don't enjoy, and this hard-headedness. But I'm not going to go off into that, no rants on that today. I'm going to give you my list of knockouts that I want signed to the company, and that would be, obviously, the lovely, lovely Shanna. Shanna for TNA, we've been pushing for some time, and it did get her a job in the UK for a tryout, and things went well, but she needs to be signed for a permanent spot. Alpha Female was another one. Great lady from Germany. I pushed hard for her, and a lot of us were doing so in unison on the Twitter and other forms of social media, and TNA listened, and they gave the lady her tryout. And once her contractual obligations are done in Japan, and in the next 4 or 5 months, we should see the return of Alpha Female as a permanent fixture to the TNA Knockouts roster. Other girls I want to see signed up: Mia Yim, Veta Scott, Candice LeRae, Mercedes Martinez, Ivelisse, Rebby Sky. I know some of you have problems. You don't like Rebby. Okay, you got to think, oh, she's married to Matt Hardy, so right away you got a problem. Look, I don't want them to bring Matt Hardy back. I don't need no more old timers coming back to TNA. I want youth. I don't want big names from the past. MVP is the last one that I wanted to see, and they brought him in the way that he needs to be, as in limited wrestling, not going for titles. Okay, but he is the head honcho that they could build storylines around, and he's a wrestler, so he knows what he's doing, and he can deal with these guys in the back and make sure the product is where it needs to be, and he's doing a hell of a job so far. Along with Ivelisse and Rebby Sky, a girl who I've grown to know and love at CZW here in the Jersey area is Cherry Bomb. And last but not least, a young lady by the name of Nikki Storm. Definite asset to the business, will do fantastic. Taylor Hendricks is always welcome in my book to come back. I'm not sure what her story is right now, why she hasn't returned to TNA. But definitely Miss Hendricks is quite the wrestler, as we all know. Again, the knockouts, you sign enough girls like this and have them out there doing insane matches and moves like they can do, and the ratings are going to go up. I would like to see that Knockouts belt become the most prestigious women's title in the business. Okay, I want to see the Knockouts tag team title brought back, where you got actual females wrestling for it, because the list of girls I gave you here and any other ones that they might bring in, tag team wrestling is hot. I love it, whether it's guys or girls. Not big on intergender matches, but hell, I'll even take some of those if that's what it takes. But next and foremost, the most important thing that TNA Wrestling has to do, that they have, that nobody else does, is the X Division. Now, you've changed it a little bit off and on through the years, but the bottom line is the X Division is all about no limits, as they used to say. Now, they want to keep it down and do away with, being able to have someone the size of a Samoa Joe come in. I understand that. I love cruiserweights. That's why I want to see them bring in more guys from Japan. I was so pleased to have Sonata become the X Division champion, and the deal they're working out and the co-promoting with Wrestle One. And if they could just get a gig going with down in Mexico and start bringing up some luchadors, Tigre Uno being one of the best moves that they've made in that area in some time. And as you've seen him, he is unbelievable in the ring. Tigre was trained by Rey Mysterio Sr., all right, and it shows that the man has got a lot of talent. You have guys on the roster right now that are not being utilized for that X Division, and the one that drives me the most up the wall, that the man sitting on the couch waiting for a call every week, is one TJ Perkins, aka you know him better as Manic. All right, he's one of the best wrestlers in the company today, and he's one of the greatest high flyer cruiserweights in the industry, period. And the man sitting home, watching basketball, playing video games, instead of being in the ring tearing it up. Him and Tigre have one of the best matches in a long while, and it's time that he gets on full time. So I want you guys to start hashtagging and tweeting Dave Lagana, Jeremy Barash, Dixie Carter, Al Snow, Christy Hemme, to get Manic back on the TV. King of the Night, Kenny King. They're repackaging him. They're doing the vignettes. He's going to be their next guy. They're going to have him out there. Fantastic. I've been waiting for them to unleash Kenny in the X Division since they signed him, and they haven't been doing diddly squat with him. But this too is changing. Now, the problem with the X Division is, in Impact Wrestling, is you only got a 2-hour show. And you can't put all these things into a 2-hour format. What I would like to see is if for them, again, like say with the Knockouts, is to maybe make it a 2.5-hour show where you can have the females going at it, all right, and you can fit them into the process. Because I don't think that as their own entity, a Knockouts television show would be the ticket for them and get the numbers that they want. But Spike TV loves TNA. Spike TV supports Impact. At Impact, Spike had negotiated in the past and tried to talk about having another show brought on. And that was something Eric Bischoff was trying to do. But with the amount of talent with high price tags they had at that time, with the Hulk Hogan's and Sting and others and the like, that were getting paid far too much for putting out way too little. RVD, another one. But they need to sign talent. And I got my list here of guys I want to see. I want to see Trent Beretta brought back. The guy was on, he was lighting it up, and you cut him loose, didn't give him no work. These people got to make money, and they do it on the indies if they're not working full-time for you on TNA, and you no longer let them work where they make DVDs or have an internet pay-per-view. So these guys are, they got families to feed. They got to work. And if you're not going to put them on TV or put them on the tour, well, damn, son, they're not going to stay with you because they got to work. So it's time to start either letting them be able to go out and do these other matches with the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, or smaller promotions I'm not saying that you would put them and have them wrestling, down with the WWE, of course. And I'm not even sure if I would hook them up with Ring of Honor unless you guys are going to start co-promoting and working together, which would be the smart thing to do. But that's another story for another time. Prince Devitt from the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling would be the absolute greatest signing for the X Division that the company has made since they signed Austin Aries. Prince Devitt wants to wrestle in the U.S. He wants to get that spotlight. He wants to be up there and being seen on national television in Canada, in America, and in the UK. And WWE dangled the carrot out there, and he almost signed it, but, just not feeling comfortable with that NXT stipulation and how long he may be stuck down there at Sale University. All right, but he's got a lot of friends in TNA, and he's got a connection going there right now with MVP, okay, and having him being able to work in Japan and also work for TNA, you're looking at a guy that could be your world champion very easily and take that X Division title and take out the option and take the gold when it's that time. Two of the best guys on the independent circuit right now is Rich Swann and Ricochet. You might know them from CZW. You're more or less known from Dragon Gate USA and Evolve. If you have not seen these two gentlemen, I suggest you get on YouTube ASAP and look them up. They also are a tag team called the Inner City Machine Guns. They will blow your mind, the moves they make. And these are young cats. I think Rich Swann is like 22 years old. Ricochet is around the same. All right, so now you got two for the price of one. You got an excellent tag team, and you got two X Division stars. All right, the Kentucky gentleman himself, Chuck Taylor, would be an excellent addition to the roster and for your X Division. And not only can he wrestle, the man can work the mic. The man does commentary. He does it all. Chuck Taylor would be excellent. And one of my favorites in the business right now, you will believe a man can fly. A.R. Fox is born to be an X Division champion. He is all that. And if you, again, have not seen him wrestling in Dragon Gate and Evolve and CZW, my God, people, get out from underneath that rock and look these guys up and see the talent that's out there that's not being seen by the masses and deserve to be done so. Because at least on TNA, all right, they're not only going to get a chance to wrestle and make money, they're going to be able to learn to trade and work television and talk properly. That's the problem with Ring of Honor, is their guys down there don't know how to cut a promo. Okay, they're not concentrating on that in Ring of Honor, and that's why they're been in the same boat that they've been in since they started, and they can't get to the next level, and that's part of the reason and the hatred and the bullshit that comes between Ring of Honor fans and TNA. Again, another story for another time. Jigsaw, TNA's had him back and forth under the name of Rubik. Here's a guy, a masked wrestler, that, as you well know, sells merchandise. The kids like to buy the masks, a la Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, okay, El Generico when he was doing El Generico. All right, sign this man. He puts on a 5-star match with a broomstick in the middle of the ring. That's how good he is. I want to see you sign another 2-for-1 deal, okay? And that would be Forever Hooligans, Alex Kozlov and Rocky Romero. These are two of the greatest wrestlers in the independents. TNA and them would be a perfect fit. A perfect fit to go up against the Inner City Machine Guns, who I already mentioned. And a pair of gentlemen, pair of guys that are been wrestling with each other their whole lives. That would be Matt, Nick Jackson, Young Bucks. No, I don't want Generation Me. All right, and I don't want you changing their names around. The kids out there, the girls love them, the guys love them. Old people, young people, They want a super kick party, brother, and they want that super kick party every week. You put the Young Bucks on TV, and they're going to make money as long as you let them do things the way they're supposed to be done, and not the bullshit that they went through the last time you had them through there in the company. And last but not least, you got Candice LeRae. You might as well bring her boyfriend in, Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan got a short end of a dirty stick when you had him in last time. And Joey is not only is he a quality wrestler, he's also an excellent promo man, another guy that can do commentary, and he's a booker, and he knows how to make a match. So, again, let me know what you think. If you got any other wrestlers you think you'd rather see come in as knockouts or X Division, type it in, send a comment, send me a message, let me know. Join the revolution. The revolution is now. It's time for us to make wrestling be what we the fans want it to be, not what some corporate suit thinks it should be. So much talent out there, and I think to have another hour show of TNA Wrestling dedicated solely to the X Division would be nothing but money. Making money up in that bitch every week because people are going to tune in because they love high-flying, crazy luchador, ladder matches, you name it. You put that on television and people are going to tune in and they're going to watch it because nobody else is giving it to them. And TNA knows how to do the X Division, and it's time that they do it. Again,